showed you how to work with a pen tool a bit. But we're gonna move on, and I'm gonna have you work a little bit with something a little easier to work with, and that is just a shapes tool and a line tool. And what we're going to do is we're going to use that in conjunction with the ruler to create um, rulers actually that exist on Illustrator to create your own ruler. We're going to just go ahead and create a little ruler. Now, some of you may say, well, we've already done that in beginning engineering, and that was a while back, and a lot of people haven't had the opportunity to do this. And for those of you who have done it, it'll be a bit of a review. All right, so here is again the toolbar. Am I recording? The toolbar is on the right. Yeah, everything's good. And there's a toolbar on the right, and there's the layers and so on the right. On the left, and on the right there's the layers and so on and so forth. So if we look at it, I'm going to go ahead and create a new document. So I hit new, go file and new. Once I'm in, it's asking me for my recent. More than likely you won't have this. So I'm just going to pick print for all of you. Now it's got some suggestions, but I'm going to have you go ahead and create one that is specific. It says points here, but I want to make sure you're all in inches. Now the width of the actual laser cutter that we have is 12 inches by 24, and the 12 is the height and the width is 24. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight this and make it 24, and the height is going to be 12, and it changed the orientation from straight up and down to landscape. So standard to landscape. And there it is, 25 by 12. And I'm going to go ahead and hit create. And there it goes. It's creating a whole new document. And this document is, again, it's 12 inches by 24. And that's all going to come into play in just a moment. Okay. Now, we're going to be creating a ruler. It's going to be a very simple ruler. It's going to be a 12-inch ruler. Very simple. Okay, I'm going to back up a little bit by hitting my command key. I can also hit my zoom in or out key. And I want to get a hold of this in the center. And the way I do that is by hold down by my center mouse key. And it makes it really easy to move the artboard, as this is called right here. And again, we're going to use the ruler. I'm going to get it a little closer. Come up into that other right corner right there. Move it a little bit. Okay, now, I want to create a ruler that's going to be 12 inches long, but I have no idea what 12 inches looks like on here. So I need rulers, right? So what I'm going to do is I go up into View, I believe it's View, and come down and go to Rulers, and then I show Rulers. Again, View, come down to Rulers, show Rulers. Now, as you can see, the ruler showed up here, right? It's not going to get any bigger. It actually will. Look at that. Look at that. There it is. It actually shows you all the markings that you need. That's a ½ inch now, inch, ½ inch, 2 inch, so forth. If I go back a little bit, you'll see that the ½ inch marks leave. They go away because as you get closer, it gets a little bit more. It gets a little bit more specific. That's a ½ inch, that's a ½ inch, it's a ½ inch, and 2 inch. Now we're going even closer, you can see 1/8 inch, ½ inch, eighth inch, ½ inch, ½ inch, so on and so forth, 3/8. I mean, it gets really specific. If you're 16th, you get really specific as you get tighter and tighter. We're going to come back to the end. Yeah, we're going to come back all the way to where you can see just the one through. I can even go through like that. So now, here's the thing. It's a 12-inch ruler. I'm going to, just so I don't have to look at this over here, I'm going to collapse that so that way it's out of the way a little bit more and pull it down. Now you can move these things all over, but it's a nice little locking places up in here. But I'm going to move it down here so I can see. Now here's the 0. Here's the 1. Here's the 2, so on and so forth. Now what's going to happen here is I'm going to want to make a ruler that's going to be, and here's another beautiful thing over here. If you want to move this over a little bit, we can move right up next to this guy right here. See how we've got the 1 and the 2 inch? This is going to be a 2-inch wide ruler. Okay? And it's going to be 12 inches long. So I come over here. I can grab the rectangle tool. Now there's 2 ways I can do this. Okay? One is I can go up here to the corner and I can drag it straight across. That's one way to do it, right? And I guess a 12 inch, I can kind of find 2 inches. Yeah, maybe that worked. It might work. Let's see what I got here. See? Now look what I got. See the size up in here? You can see it's 12 inches by 1.9. So it's not quite 2 inches. And it's not quite 12. But I want to get specific. I'm going to delete that. Now what I do is I come back over here and I got the square. I find my utmost angle there. It's beautiful. And I hit this. Now, I just clicked it. I want the width to be 12 inches. Do I want it to be 12? Yeah, it's going to be exactly 12 inches. Right? 1, 2. And then the height, as you remember, we said is going to be 2 inches. I'm going to say okay. There it is. Okay, my height's, and I'm all set here. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I want to make sure there's a line at the 1 inch mark, 2 inch mark, 3 inch mark, 4 inch mark. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab the line tool. Now I get a little closer because I'm blind. And I'm going to go find the 1 inch mark. You can see up in here. See that? Okay, I'm going to move that up a little bit. If you look closely to what's going on up there, there's a little line there that's kind of guiding me. So I go up here, I go like this, and I pull straight down. That's going to be my 1 inch mark. Now, you notice how I kind of wavered a little bit there? There you go. That's 1 inch. That's 2 inch. That's 3 inch. Now what's going on here is I'm putting one all the way along this line here. As you can see over here, see that right there, 3 inch by 2 inch, 3. So it's very interesting here. Let me go ahead and get one more line. Let's see what that looks like up in there. Oh. See, it's going here 3.024 by 2. Okay. So there it is. And we're going to go right into the 4. Okay, I don't like that. See that X? See the Y? The X is 4.0198. And I don't want that. I want it to be 4. So like this. And that just really adjusts it nicely. Now it's at exactly the 4 point mark. If I come here, this navigation shows me is at the 30024. That's not what I want. I want it to be at the 3 inch mark. So I'm going to just delete that, return, and it will move into place. Same here. 200.81. All right, it's a 2. And so forth. So this is the first part of the assignment. I'm not sure if I'm going to have enough time to upload the rest, but you want to go all the way up to 12. Okay, and this is going to be the key here. See how this is at 4 inch, and that's 0.188? Now let's see what this does here. If I touch this, and I want to get that at, like, say, 0.1, let's see what it does. Yeah, it moves it up. No, I'll move it up. Nope, not going to move it up. We have to make these the same length. So you're going to have to come through here and kind of hold down the shift key and see about making this the same, making that the same length as that. Oh, there we go, 0.1682. But see, the thing about it is if you move this down here and you move it up through there, what's going to happen is it's going to jump all the way up. So there's one way you can do it so they're all the same length, and you just kind of pull down from here. There's a little guide that I can pull right there. Then you can just kind of go along with the guide and make them all the same length. So I can move that guide around if I want to, and it really helps you out. Okay, I want all these longer ones, and this is going to be like the 1, the 2, and the 3. And I do that by hitting the little text tool. I come over here and I type 1. Okay, I can change that later if I want to. All right, this one's going to be my 2. Right, and again, we can bring a line down, and we can bring the line down, and we can draw on that line and type on that line. These little guides are really important. So I'm going to let you guys go with that and just do that first part of it, because I don't think I have enough time to upload everything, make sure it's all there. So let me stop this video now, and we can go further in a bit.